another episode of Maury and the Red Pill Christian / Jew. This is Bruce, your host. I'm glad you're here. We're going to go over some more red pill truth about feminine nature. Today, we're going to explore I'll call it the slut syndrome. So, women typically do is as this guy, they hop from homie to homie. They go from guy to guy. It's also called monkey branching. In some cases, it's a little more strategic, especially if there's resources involved. But women now are very promiscuous. Feminism has taught them to act like men, to go from guy to guy to guy to fulfill their sexual appetites. So now when we look at this, we're going to see now two guys are fighting over the possibility of being the child of this, being the parent of this child. And I'm telling you guys, with these women, to stay away from them, to keep things zipped up. Now, her thing, and again, they go back to shaming, and you're going to see here, we'll go over that men are not using condoms, and they solely blame responsibility on men. And again, women have over 20 ways that they can use birth control. A big one is abstinence, and to follow God's commandments on that, but people don't do that. So there's the next best thing. There's plenty of technology out there. There's plenty of methods they can use not to get pregnant. But the thing is these days, these women want to get pregnant. They want to have kids. And back in the day, we also talked about the culture, the traditional culture, aka the patriarchy, is what feminists call it, is what they did is they protected these women from these types of things. How do they do that? Well, first thing is they keep a sharp eye on them, because this will be a disgrace to the family. This would be a disgrace to the father. And we're not talking about color here. We're not talking about race. We're talking about getting pregnant and not knowing who the baby was and sleeping around. Back in those days, they didn't have paternity tests. So you better believe they understood feminine nature, and she'll be out there doing this. Next thing she knows, knocked up. They don't really know who the father would be. So they didn't have paternity tests in those days. So the thing is, they guarded them women. They made sure they dressed well, so guys weren't hunting them down and trying to get with them. They're making sure the father would protect them, the brothers would help out, the family would help out, so their daughters wouldn't be known as whores. And that way, they could give their daughter away in marriage, and she'd be hopefully would have her virginity intact. And that's the difference between men and guys, or excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Is ladies, their value is held in their low body and their low what they call notch count or sexual count, and guys can go either way. A guy can be a virgin who gets married; it's the ideal. But guys are biologically designed to sleep with multiple women to spread their seed, and that's the fleshly nature. But understanding that when we talk about feminism, it's basically what we call penis envy. They want to be like men. And unfortunately, males and females are not alike. They're completely different. So let's get into it.
Praying that a paternity test proves that her boyfriend, Tahim, is the father of her son, Demetrius. But there's a problem. Because around the time Cindy got pregnant, she was ending a relationship with her ex.
This is what we call monkey branching. Women don't typically wait for a long time breakup. They go from one breakup to another. And a lot of this proves this. So when they're sleeping with one guy, they hop right to the next guy. And they could get pregnant from the previous relationship, or if they're having multiple partners, something could happen.
Never even met Demetrius. But you can't be 100% certain, can you?
No more, because when me and KK broke up, I immediately had gotten into a relationship with Sahim. And
Feminine strategy, monkey branching. This is exactly what they do. They usually have somebody in mind. They usually try to have either a beta orbiter, what they call, or a friend, or someone else they're ready to jump to for a relationship.
Why are you so mad at KK?
Because from day one, KK said my child is not his. He knows there's a possibility that he could be the father, but he refuses to step up and be a man and help take care of the responsibility.
She doesn't even know that this is his child now, and she's already shaming him.
We had split up right before I found out I was pregnant.
During the pregnancy, he wasn't around.
No, not at all.
And he wasn't at the hospital.
No, not at all. He denied my baby from day one. When I called him and said, hey, KK, I'm pregnant. It's a possibility that it's your baby. He said, that is not my baby. Don't call my phone no more. Leave me alone. And changed his number so I could not even contact him.
So for the timeline, you were ending with KK and starting with Tahim.
He didn't want a kid with her.
So it could have been either or.
Yeah,
and she's like, tag, you're it.
There was like a week in between, and then like a couple months ago, me and Tahim had sat down and went through the timeline and everything. And from the day that I delivered, or the day of my due date, we counted back 40 weeks. And me and KK had broke up like in May around my birthday.
So then
I think she likes KK better than Tahim. He's definitely more of an alpha male, and he's more of a simp. The beta simp. You can see within his demeanor.
June, beginning of July. So I'm pretty sure that my baby belongs to Tahim. I just need to confirm information.
And Demetrius knows Tahim as his father?
Yes, Demetrius knows Tahim as daddy. Tahim's the one that's been there since day one. Tahim was there through the pregnancy. Tahim came to the hospital to see my baby. Tahim has done everything for my baby.
So who do you think Demetrius looks like?
Me? He looks like his mama.
You think he looks like you?
His mama.
He looks like you?
Yes.
He doesn't look like those two guys?
No, not at all. But like in his eyes,
Interesting, huh?
certain faces he's made.
Interesting.
Like Tahim. No, KK's never seen my son. He refuses to see my son.
How would you describe your relationship with KK right now?
An hate relationship. We cannot stand each other.
You can't, I gotta bring him out here.
Again, I'm gonna move his chair away. I don't want him nowhere near me.
Here's KK.
Already booing and shaming him. And again, you don't know they don't know all the facts. They don't know everything's going on. They just take your word for it, and there it is. Still shaming him about the kid, and he realized the truth, and she's out sleeping around.
KK, you have a name for Cindy, don't you?
A homie hopper. This homie, to that homie, to this homie, to that homie.
This is what they do. They try to act just like, just like promiscuous men.
Around that time, how can you be so sure you're not the father?
It could be a possibility.
It's pretty reasonable.
You were sleeping with, she was sleeping with both of us at the same time.
You never met this little boy, have you?
Nope.
You think that little boy looks like you?
No way. No.
Why wouldn't you go to, when she was pregnant, why wouldn't you go to any doctor's appointment?
Because she had Tahim, she had this guy, that guy. She didn't need me. She had plenty of people to go. She had plenty of people to go. She had plenty of people to go. She didn't need me.
What she put on Facebook?
She put my child.
All this talk and all this shame. And we're going to see what the truth is in the end. And she don't have the evidence, she don't have the facts, but they take her word as law and gospel.
How do you and Tahim get along? Do you all know each other?
Yeah, we all right. We straight.
Good, because I got to bring him out here now, all right? Everybody, here's Tahim.
This guy is,
Tahim,
I don't know.
like KK, you want to be the father of Demetrius.
Definitely do.
They mean a lot to you?
They do. They mean the world to me more.
This guy's a simp.
You think that's your child?
Yes, sir. I really do. I really hope he really is.
Guess he's more the beta male.
What happens if he's not?
I'm still gonna be there. I'm not going.
That's why she swung to him, monkey branch to him. He's gonna provide. He's gonna help. Provide the resources for her.
I mean, it adds up a lot.
She probably was a beta orber at one time, or a friend of hers on Facebook or something. And then as soon as they were starting to break up, or it was getting rocky with KK, she jumped right to him just like that.
If you just look at him, and you look at my other videos, like, it shows a lot. Look at his eyebrows, look at mine, look at my face. Like, that's mine no matter what. It doesn't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter.
Just trying to tell him. Trying to tell him some truth.
Tahim, KK says he's cool with you. Are you cool with him?
I'm fine with him. I don't really have a problem with him. I mean, but the way I feel really is if you can't step up and actually be a man if you had sex with her and
Yeah, he's completely blue pilled.
what do you expect? Like,
Again, men having sex with women without condoms. It's their fault, the men's fault that they got pregnant. And partially, yes, it is. And I do want to say yes, partially it is the guy's fault because, obviously the 3 ways that guys can do it: snipping, wrapping it up, or abstinence. But the problem is, it's solely the men's fault, and the scales are weighted more in the female. Again, she has, I believe, over 20 ways that she can control that. So once the sperm leaves you guys, it's over. You lost complete control. Her sperm is worth money, guys. And my question is, does she want to get pregnant? And my answer is yes, I believe she wanted to get pregnant. Because if she didn't want to get pregnant, she probably would have forced the issue of condoms, number one. Number two, she would have been on birth control. And number three, there's other ways or other methods that she could have done not to get pregnant. She did not have to get pregnant if she did not want to. And that's the misconception out there is, well, it's a guy who impregnated me. It's his fault. I had no control. I'm the victim. It just happened. No, it did happen. You allowed yourself to get pregnant because, again, there's over 20 methods you could do out there not to get pregnant. There's tons of methods. And you can still sleep with guys raw if that's what you want to do and not get pregnant. There's ways that you could not get pregnant even sleeping with guys without condoms. And then this is always the guy's fault. It's always blamed. And that's why it's important, guys, you understand this information and you know what true feminine nature is. She wanted to get pregnant. That's the only explanation. If she didn't want to get pregnant, then she would have taken the steps not to do that. Or maybe even get an abortion. I'm not going to go whether I believe in abortion, pro-choice, and all that. My point is, we're talking about the motivation to get pregnancy. This is what they believe. This is what they're programmed to do. So, guys, when you're out there sleeping with these women, if you decide to do that and not be abstinent, this is the consequences that are more likely going to happen. And you may find yourself in a situation like this. And if this is your kid, you're not in a relationship with her, she's going to eat you of resources. We talk about that in Proverbs, how the way of these women, they can make, and we'll go over that here now in the future, but they can make you go into debt. They can make your life hard. They can make things harder for you than they already are because you made choices of 5-minute, 10-minute, 20-minute pleasure. And all of a sudden, for 18 years, you're paying, passive income to this woman. And then she can do anything she wants. It's not like you have control over, or not necessarily control, but a relationship with her for 20 years, or have access to her not resources, but her peach or anything like that. So it's not guaranteed you're going to get that from her. You're not guaranteed to have more kids or be in a solid relationship or a family with her. So, guys, the best thing to do is to be abstinent. But if you can't do it, at least wrap yourselves up. I know probably a lot of people are going to listen to this that are not Christians, and that's okay. But at least wrap it up, guys, and that's why I really want to emphasize this nature here. Let's get back to it. He's completely blue-pilled simp. He's completely whipped.
I'm glad to see you'll be there no matter what. That's amazing that you would say that. In the case of 1-year-old Demetrius, KK, you are not. Let's go. And in the case of 1-year-old Demetrius Tahim, you are not.
Yeah, I'd be embarrassed too. Yeah, I'd be embarrassed too.
I know it's not your birthday. You love that little boy, and I know you'll be there for it. Okay, Tahim? Welcome, everyone, to my...
So, there you have it. And I know deep down that guy's heart, he's not really happy with that. And can you blame him? It's in the fleshly nature of a male to want to spread his own seed and to provide resources for his seed. It's the fleshly nature, it's biology, and not to necessarily take care of another man's seed. And what feminist doctrine has done, in the culture today, is like it's good to raise another man's seed, and this supports the feminist narrative. Is what they call the alpha Fs and the beta bucks. is we get the seed of the alpha, and then the beta comes by and supports that seed. And then what they do is like to use the Christian mentality, use the scriptures, say like, well, you should step up, be a man, be a Christian, and you should support these, and that's what these females look for. They want to get pregnant by the alpha, and they want the beta to come and be the support system. And this is another example of that. Not only the monkey branching, the lily pad hopping, but it's also the getting impregnated by an alpha, more likely, or someone, and then letting the beta come by. And you see this guy's completely beta and blue pilled, and guess what? Take care of some other man, see other man's resources. Now the thing is, we don't ever really talked about is the consequences of raising another man's seed, and we're going to talk about that, and that's why this is so important. And people are like, "Oh, you're so mean, and you're villainous, and that's not what Christ would do," and blah 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 blah. To a certain effect, yes, it's to be spiritual, but there's also a point where you do have to love yourself. You do have to take care of yourself, and
all right, guys, thanks for listening. God bless.